Hello, Instructional Leadership Corps, and what a year it has been. I am delighted to be with you today to celebrate the last 2 years and plan for the year ahead. You've been an inspiration to me and to educators and policymakers all across the state of California and the nation, because we talk about you as we go out and work with and talk to other states. In this first 2 years, ILC members have directly served over 40,000 educators in more than 2,000 schools in 356 school districts in California. You have shown how a professional learning initiative can use capacity to grow capacity, can engage in cross-role collaborations across roles in school districts and across the research and policy and practice community, can establish institutional partnerships like those created by CTA and the National Board Resource Center and SCOPE, but also connecting to the Department of Education and other organizations in the state, and of course developing this cycle of learn, do, and assess, and learn more deeply and do again, which is driving the professional learning in your own work and in the work of others who take up the new standards with your help. And of course, to cohere and align with the local initiatives in your districts. As we enter the third year of the ILC, the goal is really to help this initiative expand and take root for the long term in the state of California. And we see a lot of indicators that this is beginning to happen already. We see local communities, counties, and school districts investing in the work, spreading it, finding more time for teachers to do this work, more opportunity for it to connect beyond single districts. We see local stakeholders, districts, local unions, and others working together to meet the professional learning needs of educators. We see local communities valuing the knowledge and expertise of teachers and other practitioners in facilitating professional learning. We see ILC members, of course, deepening their own knowledge and skills as they deepen the knowledge and skills of their colleagues. This convening is an opportunity for you to share how you've been accomplishing these things and to plan for how the work can be institutionalized and disseminated further in the year to come. One of the things that's very exciting to me as someone who works with policymakers is the number of ways that ILC work is connecting to policy in California. We see it connecting to the local control accountability plans and becoming part of the ways that districts describe how they will implement the standards and pursue that work. It is connecting to the Department of Education's initiatives to guide the use of legislative resources for professional learning in the state, including the recent document describing the use of new state professional learning investments to support student, educator, and school system growth. We see it poised to inform and take advantage of the new ESSA federal law, which calls for the kind of professional development that the ILC, in fact, has been planting and growing in this state. We also see how the ILC is helping to address California's teacher shortages by helping teachers become excited, feel efficacious in their work so that they are more likely to stay. We see so much evidence of how educators supporting educators creates this kind of excitement and commitment to the work and the capacity to do it. For example, from recent workshops and ongoing professional learning, we have heard folks talk about, as one science teacher said, I've done more science in my class these past 2 years than I've done in the past 10. And you know how that is changing. Thank you, and keep offering these classes, please. Another said, it has provided a great amount of information and ideas by an enthusiastic teacher who excited me about teaching science again. Another said, I love the inspiration I always leave with. Still another, I love the power of teachers sharing best practices. You and I both know that that is not the universal response to professional development activities that we've experienced over the years. But this is a motivator, and it's helping us both raise the level of practice and keep great teachers in the profession. ILC members themselves have grown as institutional leaders. For 2 consecutive years, CTA selected 2 ILC members in 2015-16 and 2016-17 to represent California at a national competition sponsored by the National Foundation for Improving Education, the NEA's National Foundation. This year's recipient, who is an ILC member, Al Rabanera, won the National Horace Mann Award for Teaching Excellence. More than 165 ILC members have received awards or promotions in their schools or districts. 23 have moved into site-based or district-level leadership positions. They've been elected into leadership positions in local, state, and national unions. They've earned teaching awards at the school, district, and county levels. They've become National Board certified teachers and National Board support providers. They've been elected to or received awards from statewide professional associations, such as the Association of California School Administrators, the California Science Teachers Association, and the two-way dual immersion California Association for Bilingual Education, and the list goes on and on. As one person put it, and I think this really encapsulates the reason for and the benefit of these leadership opportunities. The work of the ILC has allowed me to stay in the classroom, yet still be part of leadership at its best. I've always wanted to be a teacher since the time I was very young, yet now as an adult I want to lead and be a leader. But I do not want to leave what I love doing most, teaching. The ILC has allowed me to be a part of the important work of instructional leader without leaving the classroom. The ILC allows for me to explain to people that I am not, quote, just a teacher. I am someone who loves my job, to work with kids all morning and all afternoon, but I can still be a professional who leads other adults, collaborates, researches best practices, writes, creates, and invents. The ILC leaders at SCOPE and CTA and the National Board Resource Center also provide me with a lens I never knew existed. Adults who treat teachers as professional equals, who care about teachers, who respect teachers, who believe in teachers, and who will go above and beyond for teachers. The work of the ILC takes the word teacher to a new level. Finally, a place where I can meet, see, observe other professionals in my field, teacher leaders. I am so proud to be a part of this team, and I think that sentiment is shared by all of you who are doing this work and applauded by those who are supporting the work. The job of taking root is on our plate for this year. How do we allow this to not be a project that comes and goes? How do we allow this way of working to become the California way of developing practice, of sharing expertise, of moving the whole state to a new level of learning? Well, one of you put it this way: for the ILC to take root, I have learned that it must find its place within the cultural, organizational, and teaching context of the school and district. You have to build relationships horizontally with colleagues and vertically with people in positional authority in order for your work to have measurable impact. You also have to be patient and politically savvy, knowing when to advocate for some learning opportunity or PD, when to step back and wait. You have to create a safe space for learning, discussion, and dialogue all the time. And I know each of you is involved in thinking about what the next steps are in your context, in your work, to take it to the next level. I want to quote Rebecca Sackett, who is an ILC teacher and presenter, after a recent conference when she said, "I'm hoping to host virtual follow-up sessions on our new website, octeachernetwork.com, using Screencastify and Google Forms." I don't even know what Screencastify is, and I've just recently learned about Google Forms, but I am quite confident that this kind of work is part of taking the work to the next level. So I want to leave you as you begin the conference, finally with the words of a first-year ILC site administrator from one of our urban school districts who really captured the feelings and the sentiments that I think are driving this work. He said, "I have not been able to sleep peacefully in 2 days from all the energy this opportunity has created in my thinking, heart, and core. My ILC partner and I have been working so hard this past 5 or 6 years at any idea we have felt will ultimately make a difference for teachers, students, and families as dedicated teachers ourselves. It's inspiring and overwhelming to know organizations such as this exist to support work such as ours and build a community of like-minded individuals as driven and creative as we like to assume we are. I cannot think of the perfect words of thank you for the opportunity, but encourage me to never give up because we are not alone and a change is coming. Encourage me to keep thinking about new out-of-the-box ways to meet needs of teachers who serve our little geniuses. So thank you." Signed, "I'm clearly never sleeping again. There's work to be done." I think all of you feel that way. I do hope that over the course of this conference, you do find a time to sleep again, but not too much because there is so much work to be done. Thank you.